She reached out to save a stranger from a deadly mountain fall, not knowing the man she saved is the most feared mafia boss in Korea. Lily Monroe's hands were shaking so badly she could barely grip the rock face. 30 feet below, the Pacific Ocean crashed against jagged stones with enough force to pulverize bone. Above her, clinging to a crumbling ledge with one hand while the other hung useless and broken at his side, was a man who was about to die. "Let go!" he shouted down to her in accented English, his voice surprisingly calm for someone seconds from death. "You can't reach me. Save yourself." "Shut up," Lily gasped, finding another handhold and pulling herself higher on the cliff face. Her server's uniform, black pants and white button-down from the resort restaurant where she worked, was shredded and bloody. Her sensible work shoes had fallen off somewhere during her descent. But she kept climbing because that's what Lily Monroe did. She didn't quit. She didn't let people die, not on her watch. 20 minutes earlier, she'd been taking her break on the hiking trail behind the Malibu resort, trying to decide if she could afford to fix her car or if she'd be taking the bus for another month. Then she'd heard the scream short, sharp, cut off abruptly, and ran toward the sound without thinking, found fresh skid marks at the cliff edge where someone had gone over. Most people would have called 911 and waited, but Lily had grown up in Compton with 3 younger brothers who got into everything. She'd pulled Marcus out of storm drains, talked Jerome down from roof jumps, and once physically restrained baby brother Andre from fighting a full-grown Rottweiler. Emergency response was in her DNA, so she'd grabbed the climbing rope from the emergency box at the trailhead, thank God for the resort's paranoid liability insurance tied it around a tree, and rappelled down before her brain could catch up with her body. Found this man, this absurdly handsome Korean man in an expensive suit now torn and muddy, clinging to a ledge that was visibly crumbling beneath his weight. "I said let go," he repeated as Lily pulled herself onto the narrow ledge beside him. Up close, he was even more striking sharp cheekbones, intense dark eyes, a thin scar bisecting his left eyebrow. Mid-30s maybe, with the kind of face that belonged on magazine covers, not plummeting off California cliffs. "And I said shut up," Lily panted, assessing the situation. His right arm was definitely broken, bone pressing against skin in a way that made her stomach turn. Blood seeped from a gash on his temple, but he was conscious, alert, and still had the strength to argue. That was good. "Can you use your left arm?" "Yes, but..." "Then use it. Grab the rope." She'd managed to loop it around her waist and secure it, but getting both of them up would require his cooperation. "We're climbing together. I'll guide you, but you need to hold on with your good arm." "You're insane. The rope won't hold both of us. It's rated for 500 pounds. You're what, 180? I'm 140. We're fine." Lily positioned herself beside him. On 3, 1, 2, 3. They moved together, Lily calling out handholds, bracing him when his injured arm made him unstable. Her muscles screamed. Her fingers bled. Below them, the ocean waited with patient hunger, but inch by agonizing inch they climbed. Halfway up, his foot slipped. His weight jerked against her, and for one terrifying moment, Lily felt herself sliding backward, felt the rope cutting into her waist, felt death reaching up with cold fingers. "Let me go," he said again, but quieter now, almost gentle. "You tried. That's more than anyone else would have done. Let me go and save yourself." "No." Lily's voice was steel. She'd repositioned, found solid footing, and was already pulling them upward again. "I don't leave people behind, ever. So stop being a martyr and climb." Something flickered in his eyes. Surprise, maybe, or respect. He climbed. When they finally reached the top, collapsing onto solid ground, Lily lay on her back gasping for air while her entire body shook with adrenaline crash. Beside her, the man was silent, breathing hard, cradling his broken arm. "Are you okay?" Lily finally asked, turning her head to look at him. He was staring at her with an expression she couldn't read. Intense, almost reverent. "You saved my life." "Yeah, well, couldn't just let you fall." She sat up with a groan. Everything hurt. "We need to get you to a hospital. That arm needs setting, and you probably have a concussion." "What's your name?" "Lily. Lily Monroe. I work at the resort restaurant. Look, we can do introductions later, right now." "Lily Monroe," he repeated like he was memorizing it. My name is Park Woo-jin, and as of this moment, you are my wife. Lily blinked. I'm sorry, what? You saved my life. In my culture, when someone saves your life, they become responsible for it. You own it. You own me. He struggled to sit up, wincing. Therefore, you are my wife. We will be married as soon as arrangements can be made. Okay, you definitely have a concussion. Lily stood, dusting off her shredded pants. Come on, crazy man. Let's get you medical attention before you propose to a tree or something. I'm completely serious. Sure you are. Lily held out her hand to help him up. And I'm Beyoncé. Can you walk or do I need to carry you? He took her hand with his good one, and even injured and covered in dirt, his grip was strong, steady. When he stood, he was a good 6 inches taller than her 5'6" frame. You don't believe me. I believe you hit your head really hard. Lily started guiding him back toward the resort trail. I believe you're in shock. I believe you need a doctor. The wife thing? We'll chalk that up to trauma and never speak of it again. Lily Monroe, Park Woo-jin said, and the way he said her name, formal, definitive, like a vow, made her shiver despite herself. You will be my wife. I promise you this. Uh-huh, and I promise to be crowned Miss America. Keep walking, Mr. Park. She had no idea that Park Woo-jin never made promises he didn't keep, or that he was the head of the most powerful Korean crime family in Los Angeles, or that when he claimed something as his, he meant it with every fiber of his being. Lily Monroe had just saved the most dangerous man in California, and he'd decided she belonged to him. This was going to get complicated. The emergency room at Cedars-Sinai was controlled chaos. Lily sat in the waiting area, still in her torn uniform, while Park Woo-jin was whisked away by doctors who seemed unnaturally deferential. She should have left, should have gone back to the resort, changed clothes, finished her shift. Instead, she waited, told herself it was just to make sure he was okay, that it had nothing to do with the way he'd looked at her on that cliff, like she was the most important thing in the world, like she was precious. Miss Monroe, a petite Korean woman in an expensive pantsuit approached, her expression neutral but her eyes sharp, assessing. I'm Una Park, Mr. Park's executive assistant. He asked me to ensure you receive medical attention for your injuries. I'm fine, just some scrapes. You climbed down a cliff and hauled a grown man to safety. You're not fine. Una's tone left no room for argument. Please allow our doctors to examine you. Mr. Park would be displeased if you were not properly cared for. Something in the way she said displeased suggested that wasn't a state anyone wanted Park Woo-jin to experience. Lily found herself being led to a private examination room where a doctor cleaned her wounds, bandaged her hands, and prescribed pain medication she couldn't afford. The prescription has been taken care of, the doctor said when she started to protest, as has your emergency room visit. Mr. Park insisted. He can't just... He can, and he did. Una appeared in the doorway. Mr. Park would like to see you before you leave, if you're willing. Lily should have said no, should have gone home to her cramped studio apartment in Inglewood and forgotten this whole bizarre afternoon. Instead, she nodded. Park Woo-jin's private room looked nothing like a hospital room. It looked like a luxury hotel suite that happened to have medical equipment. He sat on the bed, right arm in a cast, stitches above his eyebrow, but otherwise looking surprisingly good for someone who'd nearly died. You waited, he said when she entered, and there was something almost vulnerable in his voice. Wanted to make sure you didn't die after I went to all that trouble saving you. Lily crossed her arms, suddenly self-conscious about her appearance. How's the arm? Broken in 2 places, clean breaks, should heal completely. He patted the bed beside him. Sit, please. I should get going. My shift has been covered. I called the resort, told them you were involved in an emergency rescue and wouldn't be returning tonight. They were very understanding. His slight smile suggested they'd had no choice but to be understanding. Sit, Lily Monroe. We need to discuss our marriage. We're back to that? Lily perched on the edge of a chair instead of the bed, maintaining distance. Mr. Park, I appreciate that you're grateful, but you can't just declare someone your wife because they helped you. In Korean culture, there's a concept called yunin. It means a debt of life. When someone saves your life, you owe them everything. Your life becomes theirs to command. He leaned forward intense. You saved me, Lily. You risked your own life to pull me from that cliff. Therefore, my life belongs to you. That's very dramatic, but this is America. We don't do the whole life debt thing. Lily tried to keep her tone light. How about you just say thank you? We both move on. And I'm not American. You speak perfect English. I've lived here for 15 years, but I was born in Busan, raised in Seoul, and steeped in traditions that don't disappear just because I crossed an ocean. His eyes held hers. You saved my life. That means something to me. Something sacred. Okay, fine. It means something. But marriage? That's insane. We don't know each other. I don't even know what you do for a living. I run my family's business. Import-export primarily. Some real estate development. Various investments. The smooth answer came too easily. Too practiced. What do you do? Besides save lives and serve food? That's pretty much it. Waitress at the resort, trying to save enough to finish my business degree. Lily shrugged. Not exactly exciting. You climbed down a cliff to save a stranger. You risked everything for someone you'd never met. That's the most exciting thing I've ever heard. He stood, moving to stand in front of her. Even injured, he radiated power. Lily Monroe, I'm going to marry you. Not today, perhaps. You need time to adjust to the idea. But it will happen. You're certifiably insane. Probably. His smile was devastating. But I'm also very determined and very patient. I'll court you properly, show you who I am, give you every reason to say yes. But the outcome is inevitable. The outcome is me calling security if you keep talking crazy. Lily stood, needing to escape before his intensity overwhelmed her. Look, I'm glad you're okay, really. But I'm not marrying you. Not now, not ever. We're strangers who had a traumatic experience together. That's all. Then let me take you to dinner. Tomorrow night. Just dinner. You can learn about the man whose life you saved, and I can learn about the extraordinary woman who saved him. I have to work. What time do you finish? Lily hesitated. She should lie. Should shut this down completely. But something in his eyes, that mixture of determination and vulnerability, made her tell the truth. 9 o'clock. I'll pick you up at 9:15. Wear whatever makes you comfortable. He reached out with his good hand, gently touching her bandaged fingers. Thank you, Lily, for my life, for giving me a reason to value it again. The touch sent electricity through her. Lily pulled away, heart racing. It's just dinner, that's all. Of course, just dinner. But his smile said he knew better. Lily's best friend Valencia nearly dropped her phone when Lily told her about the cliff rescue the next morning over FaceTime. Girl, you did what? Valencia's face filled the screen, her dark eyes huge. You climbed down a cliff? Are you insane? You could have died. I know, it was stupid. But V, he was going to fall. I couldn't just... Yes, you could. That's what 911 is for. That's what trained professionals are for. Not waitresses with no climbing experience. Valencia paused. Wait, back up. You said he was hot? I did not say hot. I said handsome. There's a difference. On a scale of cute to I would climb him like that cliff. Where are we? Lily felt her face heat. Okay, fine. He's gorgeous, like stupid gorgeous. Korean, about 6 feet, built like he works out, but not gym rat built. Sharp features, intense eyes, this scar that somehow makes him hotter. And he asked you to dinner. After declaring me his wife and saying he owes me a life debt. V, I think he might be in a cult or something. Valencia laughed. Or he's just Korean and traditional. My girl, some cultures take that saving life stuff seriously. It's like, you saved him. Now he's honor-bound to you. That's what he said. But marriage? On day one? Did you Google him? Lily bit her lip. No. Lily Rose Monroe, Google the man before you go to dinner with him. What if he's a serial killer? What if he's married? What if he's broke and looking for someone to pay his hospital bills? The hospital bills were definitely not an issue. He had a private room that looked like a hotel suite. And his assistant? Yeah, he has an assistant. Paid for all my treatment too. Assistant? Girl, what does this man do? He said import-export. Import-export. Valencia's tone was flat. That's what every shady businessman says when they don't want to explain their actual job. Lily, please tell me you're going to research him. I will, after my shift. Right now, I need to get to work before I get fired for yesterday's no-show. Even though it was excused? Even though my manager, Rick, has been looking for an excuse to cut hours. Can't give him ammunition. Lily checked the time. I'll call you after dinner tonight. If I don't, send the police. This is not funny. I know, but what if he's genuine? What if this is one of those crazy romantic things that actually works out? Valencia's expression softened. Honey, after Darnell, you deserve crazy romantic. Just be careful, okay? Protect your heart. And Google the man. Lily promised she would, but work got busy. Saturday lunch rush at a resort restaurant was no joke, and by the time her break came, she'd nearly forgotten. Until she walked into the employee break room and found a massive bouquet of white roses waiting on her locker. The card read, "For the woman who gave me a second chance at life. Until tonight." W. Her co-worker Jasmine whistled low. Damn, girl, who's W? Nobody, just a guy I helped yesterday. A guy you helped sends you $300 worth of roses? Lily, what kind of help are we talking about? Jasmine waggled her eyebrows suggestively. Not that kind. I pulled him off a cliff, literally. He almost died. And now he's sending you flowers. Jasmine touched one perfect petal. These are fresh, like cut this morning fresh. Flown in from somewhere fresh. Your nobody is a somebody, sweetie. That's when Lily finally pulled out her phone and Googled Park Woo-jin. The results made her blood run cold. Park Woo-jin, heir to the Park business empire, Korean national living in Los Angeles, 34 years old, CEO of Park International Holdings, and buried in a Forbes article about Asian American business leaders, one line that changed everything. Park's legitimate businesses are believed by federal investigators to serve as fronts for one of the West Coast's most sophisticated organized crime operations. Organized crime. Lily had saved a gangster. She was going to dinner with a criminal. She should cancel, should block his number, should forget this ever happened. Instead, she found herself counting down the hours until 9 o'clock with a mixture of terror and anticipation that felt dangerously like excitement. Park Woo-jin arrived at exactly 9:15 p.m., pulling up in a sleek black BMW. Lily had changed into the nicest thing she owned, a simple burgundy dress and heels she'd bought for her cousin's wedding. Compared to the designer suit Woo-jin wore, cast on his arm somehow making him look even more dangerous and attractive, she felt hopelessly outclassed. You look beautiful, he said, opening the car door for her himself despite the cast. You look like you should be resting. That arm's got to hurt. Pain is temporary. This dinner is important. He waited until she was settled before closing the door and moving around to the driver's side. I hope you like Korean food. There's a place in Koreatown I think you'll enjoy. About that, Lily turned to face him as he started driving. I Googled you. His expression didn't change. And you're either a very successful businessman or a very successful criminal. The internet seems unclear on which. What do you think? I think you're dangerous. I think import-export is probably code for something illegal, and I think I should be running in the opposite direction as fast as possible. But you're here. But I'm here. Lily crossed her arms. Why is that, do you think? Woo-jin was quiet for a moment, navigating traffic with easy competence. Because you see past the surface. Because you're not afraid of danger when it comes wrapped in honesty. Because you climb down a cliff to save a stranger, and that kind of courage doesn't disappear just because you learn he's complicated. Complicated is one word for it. What would you prefer? Dangerous? Criminal? Monster? He glanced at her, and there was something raw in his eyes. I won't lie to you, Lily. Yes, my family's involved in activities that exist outside the law. We have been for 3 generations. But I'm not a monster. I don't hurt innocent people. I have rules, lines I don't cross. That's what all criminals say. Perhaps, but it's true nonetheless. He pulled into a parking spot near a nondescript restaurant with Korean characters on the sign. I could lie to you, tell you I'm just a businessman, let you discover the truth later when you're already invested. But you saved my life, Lily. You deserve honesty from me. Complete honesty. So you're admitting you're a criminal. I'm admitting my business operates in gray areas. That love done things I'm not proud of. That danger follows me, and being near me puts you at risk. He turned to face her fully. I'm also telling you that love never felt about anyone the way I felt when you pulled me onto that cliff. Like I'd been waiting my whole life to meet you. Like saving my life was the universe's way of connecting us. That's very romantic for a gangster. I'm Korean. We invented dramatic romance. His slight smile was devastating. Now will you have dinner with me? I promise the food is legal at least. Lily should have demanded he take her home. Instead, she got out of the car. The restaurant was small, family-run, with handwritten menus and the kind of authentic atmosphere that couldn't be faked. The moment they entered, the owner rushed over, speaking rapid Korean to Woo Jin, while eyeing Lily with open curiosity. He's asking if you're my girlfriend, Woo Jin translated. I told him you're the woman I'm going to marry. You told him what? The truth. Woo Jin guided her to a private booth in the back. In Korean culture, we don't waste time with American dating games. When you know, you know. I know. You're insane. You keep saying that. I keep not caring. He ordered for both of them in Korean, then turned his full attention to her. Tell me about yourself, Lily Monroe. Everything. Where you grew up, what you dream about, why you work at a resort restaurant when you clearly have the courage and intelligence to do anything. Why do you care? Because you're going to be my wife. I should know who you are. I'm not. Lily stopped sighing. You're not going to drop this, are you? Never. Fine. You want my life story? I grew up in Compton. Single mom, 3 younger brothers. Mom worked 2 jobs to keep us fed and housed. I was the oldest, so I became the second parent. Helped with homework, broke up fights, kept everyone alive. Lily played with her napkin. Got a scholarship to community college. Business degree. Was going to transfer to a 4-year school. Open my own event planning company. What happened? Mom got sick. Cancer. Medical bills ate through everything. I dropped out, started working full-time to help. She died anyway 3 years ago. The grief was still there, a constant ache. Brothers are grown now. Marcus is in the army. Jerome's finishing trade school. Andre's got a full ride to UCLA. They're doing great. I'm stuck. You're not stuck. You're building something. Saving money, right? To finish your degree? Slowly, very slowly. At this rate, I'll graduate when I'm 50. The food arrived, an abundance of dishes Lily couldn't name, but that smelled incredible. Woo Jin served her with his good hand, explaining each dish patiently. This is bulgogi, marinated beef. This is kimchi jjigae, kimchi stew. It's spicy. These are banchan, side dishes. Try the pajeon. It's like a savory pancake. Everything was delicious. Lily found herself relaxing despite herself, laughing at Woo Jin's stories about growing up in Seoul, his strict father, his beloved but chaotic mother. My father wanted me to be a doctor, Woo Jin said. Respectable, clean, but I had no talent for it, no patience. So I went into the family business instead. The criminal family business. The business that feeds hundreds of families. That protects our community. That provides services the law won't acknowledge people need. His expression hardened slightly. I'm not asking you to approve, Lily, just to understand that it's not black and white. It's still illegal. So was helping runaway slaves. So was harboring Jews in Nazi Germany. Legality and morality aren't always aligned. Did you just compare yourself to the Underground Railroad? I'm making a point about perspective. He leaned forward. Lily, I provide protection to businesses that can't get it legally. I run gambling operations for people who want to gamble, but live in areas where it's prohibited. I help move money for people the banks have abandoned. Is it legal? No. Is it hurting anyone? Also no. What about violence? Don't tell me there's no violence in organized crime. Woo Jin was quiet for a long moment. There is violence, when necessary, when someone threatens my people, my family, my territory. I won't lie and say I'm peaceful, but I'm not a thug who enjoys causing pain. I'm a businessman who occasionally has to be a warrior. That should terrify me. Does it? Lily looked into his eyes, dark, intense, completely honest, and felt her resistance crumbling. No, That terrifies me more than anything. That I'm sitting here with a self-admitted criminal and feeling safe, seen, like maybe this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. You are where you're supposed to be. Wu Jin's good hand covered hers on the table. The universe sent you to that cliff at that exact moment. You saved my life, Lily. Now let me improve yours. I don't need saving. No, you need a partner. Someone who sees your strength and matches it. Someone who will fight beside you, not for you. His thumb stroked across her knuckles. Someone who will pay off your student loans so you can finish your degree. Who will support your business dreams. Who will give you everything you sacrificed for your family. I can't let you do that. You can. You saved my life. My resources are yours. My life is yours. That's what union means. Or you could just say thank you like a normal person. I'm not a normal person, and neither are you. He squeezed her hand gently. Normal people don't climb down cliffs. They don't risk everything for strangers. You're extraordinary, Lily Monroe. Stop pretending you're not. Lily felt tears prick her eyes. When was the last time someone had called her extraordinary? Had seen past the uniform and the service smile to the woman underneath? This is crazy, she whispered. Yes, you're a criminal. Yes, I should run away. But you won't. Wu Jin's smile was confident, devastating. Because you feel it too. This connection, this certainty. We're meant for each other, Lily. The cliff was just the universe's very dramatic way of introducing us. If I agree to see you again, and that's a big if, we do this slowly. No more wife talk, no more life debt declarations, just dating, like normal people. I can do slow, for a while. His eyes promised otherwise. But Lily, understand this. I will marry you. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next month, but it will happen, because when a park claims something, they keep it. I'm not a thing to be claimed. No, you're a queen to be crowned. He raised her hand to his lips, kissing her knuckles gently. My queen, if you'll have me. Lily should have laughed, should have pulled away. Instead, she felt heat flood through her and wondered when she'd become the kind of woman who fell for dangerous men with pretty words and impossible promises. The next 3 weeks were a whirlwind. Wu Jin pursued her with single-minded intensity that should have been terrifying but was instead intoxicating. Flowers arrived at the restaurant daily, different kinds, always with notes that made her coworkers sigh and Lily's heart race. For the woman who showed me what bravery looks like, counting the hours until I see you again, you saved my life. Now you're ruining me for anyone else. He took her to dinner twice more, then to a private concert, then on a helicopter ride over the city that made Lily scream with terror and exhilaration. Each date, he revealed more of himself, his love of classical music, his secret talent for painting, his deep loyalty to the handful of people he considered family. I had a sister, he told her during their 5th date, walking on the beach in Malibu. Younger by 5 years. She was my best friend, my responsibility. When she was killed in a car accident 8 years ago, I almost destroyed myself with grief. I'm so sorry. Lily squeezed his hand. My father blamed me, said I should have been driving her, should have protected her. He was right. The pain in Wu Jin's voice was palpable. I failed the one person who mattered most. I swore I'd never let anyone I loved get hurt again, that I'd never be weak enough to lose someone. That's why you shut people out? That's why I stopped trying to connect, until you. He stopped walking, turning to face her. The ocean crashed behind him, moonlight making him look ethereal. You risked your life for mine, Lily. You didn't owe me anything, but you climbed down anyway. That broke something open in me, made me think maybe I could try again, could let someone in. I'm not your dead sister. No, you're the woman who's teaching me that sometimes the bravest thing is letting yourself be vulnerable. He cupped her face gently. I'm falling in love with you, Lily Monroe. Have been since you told me to shut up and climb. Lily's breath caught. Wu Jin. You don't have to say it back, not yet. I just needed you to know. He kissed her then, soft and sweet and full of promise, and Lily felt herself falling too. But reality had a way of intruding on fairy tales. Lily discovered this when she arrived at work one morning to find federal agents waiting in her manager's office. Miss Monroe, I'm Agent Sarah Chen, FBI. A stern-faced Asian woman in a dark suit showed her badge. We'd like to ask you some questions about Park Woo-jin. Fear spiked through Lily. Am I under arrest? No, but you've been seen with Mr. Park multiple times over the past month. We're investigating his organization for racketeering, money laundering, and potentially human trafficking. Any information you can provide would be helpful. Human trafficking? Lily felt sick. No, Woo-jin wouldn't. Miss Monroe, Park Woo-jin is the head of a criminal enterprise. He's dangerous. Whatever he's told you about himself, it's likely a lie designed to use you for his purposes. Agent Chen's expression softened slightly. We see this a lot. Powerful men charming vulnerable women, making them feel special, then exploiting them. Don't be another victim. I'm not vulnerable, and I'm not being exploited. Then why is he interested in you, a waitress with no connections, no resources? What can you possibly offer someone like him? The words were cruel but effective, striking at every insecurity Lily harbored. Unless you're just convenient, easy to manipulate. Get out. Lily's voice was steel. Unless you're arresting me, this conversation is over. Agent Chen stood, leaving a business card on the desk. When you're ready to face reality, call me. We can protect you from him, but only if you cooperate. She left and Lily collapsed into a chair. Mind racing, human trafficking, money laundering. What if she didn't know Woo-jin at all? What if this whole romance was just him using her for some purpose she couldn't see? Her phone buzzed. A text from Woo-jin. Dinner tonight? I have something important to ask you. Lily stared at the message, Agent Chen's words echoing in her mind. What could she possibly offer someone like him? Why would a powerful criminal waste time on a nobody waitress? Unless it was all a lie. Lily almost didn't go to dinner. Spent the whole day convincing herself to cancel, to walk away, to protect herself before she got hurt. But at 8:45 p.m., she found herself getting ready anyway, telling herself she'd confront him, demand the truth, end this before it went any further. Woo-jin picked her up at 9, his cast finally removed, looking devastating in dark slacks and a white button-down. You look troubled, he said immediately. What happened? FBI came to see me today, asking questions about you. His expression went cold. What did you tell them? Nothing. But Woo-jin, they said, Lily's voice cracked. They said you're being investigated for human trafficking. Please tell me that's not true. It's not true. His voice was flat, controlled fury barely contained. My organization does many things, some legal, some not. But we do not traffic people, ever. That's a line I will never cross. How do I know you're not lying? The question hung between them. Woo-jin pulled the car over to the side of the road, turning to face her fully. You don't. You can't. You either trust me or you don't, Lily, and I can see in your eyes that they got to you, made you doubt. They asked what someone like you could possibly want with someone like me. The words came out small, vulnerable, and I don't have a good answer. Someone like you. Woo-jin's laugh was bitter. Someone brave enough to risk death for a stranger. Someone strong enough to raise 3 boys while getting an education. Someone who sees me, really sees me, and doesn't flinch away from what she finds. He took her hand. Lily, you saved my life. You made me want to live again. What do I want with you? Everything. Forever. How is that not obvious? Because it's too much, too fast, too perfect. Tears streamed down Lily's face. Woo-jin, I'm falling in love with you, and it terrifies me. Because what if they're right? What if I'm just convenient, or useful, or... He kissed her, pulled her across the console, and kissed her like she was oxygen, and he was drowning. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, he pressed his forehead to hers. I was going to wait, he said quietly. Going to do this properly. But you need to know now. He pulled a small box from his pocket, opening it to reveal a stunning diamond ring. Simple, elegant, perfect. Marry me, Lily Monroe, not because of union or cultural obligation, because I love you, because you make me want to be better than I am, because every future I can imagine is empty without you in it. Lily stared at the ring, at his face, at the impossible situation she'd found herself in. This is insane. I know. We've known each other a month. I know. The FBI is investigating you. They've been investigating me for 5 years. They have nothing because there's nothing to find. I'm careful, Lily. I protect my people. His eyes searched hers. Say yes. Take a leap of faith. Trust that what we have is real. And if I can't, if the fear is too much, then I'll wait. I'll court you for another month, another year, however long it takes. But Lily, he touched her face gently, I'm not giving up on us. I'm not letting the FBI or fear or doubt destroy what we're building. You saved my life. Now let me spend it loving you. Lily looked into his eyes and made a choice. Not the safe choice, not the rational choice, but the one her heart demanded. Yes, she whispered. Yes, you absolute maniac. I'll marry you. His smile was incandescent. He slipped the ring onto her finger, a perfect fit, and kissed her again with enough passion to steam the car windows. When they finally came up for air, Lily was laughing and crying simultaneously. I'm going to regret this, aren't I? Probably, Wu Jin grinned. But you'll never be bored. They were married 3 weeks later in a private ceremony at Wu Jin's estate in the Hollywood Hills. The wedding was small. Valencia as Lily's maid of honor, Wu Jin's closest associates as witnesses, and a Korean minister who conducted the ceremony in both English and Korean. Lily wore a dress that combined traditional Korean hanbok elements with modern bridal style. White silk with delicate embroidery, elegant but comfortable. Wu Jin wore a tailored suit and looked at her like she was the only person in the world. I vow to protect you, he said during their vows, hands holding hers. To honor you, to build a life worthy of the woman who saved mine. You are my wife, my partner, my queen, and I will spend every day proving I deserve you. I vow to see you, Lily replied, voice shaking with emotion. All of you, the businessman and the warrior, the vulnerable and the strong, to stand beside you, not behind you, to build something beautiful from this crazy beginning. You saved me too, Wu Jin, from a life half lived. Now let's live it together. When they kissed as husband and wife, Lily felt something click into place, like the universe had been waiting for this moment, for them to choose each other despite the impossibility. The reception was intimate Korean food from Mrs. Choi's restaurant, champagne from Wu Jin's extensive collection, music and laughter and joy. Valencia pulled Lily aside during the dancing. Girl, you married a criminal, she said, but she was smiling. But I have to admit, the way he looks at you, that's real love. Crazy, intense, possibly dangerous love. But real. I know I'm insane. You're brave. There's a difference. Valencia hugged her tight. Just promise me you'll be careful, that you'll protect yourself even while loving him. I promise. Later that night, alone in the master suite of Wu Jin's estate, Lily stood at the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Los Angeles. The city sparkled below, endless and beautiful and full of possibility. Regretting it yet? Wu Jin came up behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist. Ask me in 50 years. I plan to. He kissed her neck softly. Thank you, Lily, for saving my life, for taking a chance on me, for choosing love over fear. Thank you for being worth the risk. They made love that night with the city lights as their witness, two people from different worlds who'd found each other through the most unlikely circumstance. And when Lily fell asleep in her husband's arms, she dreamed not of cliffs and danger, but of futures and possibilities and love that defied logic. The first 6 months of marriage were an adjustment period unlike anything Lily had imagined. She moved into Wu Jin's estate, a sprawling property with gardens, security, and staff who treated her with quiet deference. Went from a studio apartment in Inglewood to a mansion in the Hollywood Hills. This is too much, she told Wu Jin repeatedly. I don't need all this. You need security. You need comfort. You need a life that reflects your worth. His tone left no room for argument. You're Mrs. Park now. That comes with certain realities. One reality was the security detail that followed her everywhere. Another was the way people at the resort treated her differently, with more respect or more fear. She couldn't tell which. She quit after the third time a manager called her Mrs. Park instead of Lily, uncomfortable with the power dynamic. Good, Woo Jin said when she told him. You don't need that job. Focus on finishing your degree. I need to work, need to contribute. Then work on your business plan. Use my resources to build your event planning company. Let me invest in your dream. He pulled her onto his lap in his home office. Lily, you saved my life. Everything I have is yours. Stop fighting me on this. So she stopped fighting, started taking business classes online, developed a comprehensive plan for an event company that would specialize in multicultural weddings and community events. And when Woo Jin's accountant presented her with a check for $500,000 in startup capital, she only cried a little. This is a loan, she insisted. I'm paying you back. It's an investment in my wife's future, our future. Woo Jin kissed her forehead. Build something amazing, Lily. I know you will. But paradise had shadows. Lily began noticing things. Strange men watching the house. Woo Jin disappearing for hours with no explanation. Conversations that stopped abruptly when she entered rooms. And one night, she found him in his office at 3 a.m., blood on his knuckles, expression haunted. What happened? She demanded. Business. Don't lie to me. We promised honesty. Lily moved to him, examining his hands. Woo Jin, whose blood is this? He was quiet for a long moment. Someone tried to move into our territory, threatened one of my operations. I handled it. By beating them. By making it clear that threatening what's mine has consequences. His eyes met hers. This is my world, Lily. I told you it was dangerous. I know, She cleaned his hands gently with alcohol wipes from the first aid kit. I worry about you, about what this life does to your soul. My soul was lost long before I met you. You're the one bringing it back. He pulled her close. Don't give up on me yet. Never. But Woo Jin, promise me something. Promise that you're working toward leaving this life, toward going fully legitimate. I promise. It takes time to unravel 3 generations of operations. But I'm trying, Lily. For you. For us. For the children I hope we'll have someday. Children. The word sent a thrill through her. You want kids? With you? A dozen. His smile was soft, vulnerable. Little girls with your courage, boys with your kindness, a family built on love instead of obligation. They made love right there in his office, desperate and tender, and Lily let herself believe in the future he painted. But the FBI wasn't done with him. Agent Chen appeared at Lily's new office, a renovated space in downtown LA, where she was building her business 3 months after the wedding. Mrs. Park, or do you still go by Monroe? The agent's smile was sharp. What do you want? To give you one last chance? We're building a case against your husband. RICO charges. When we arrest him, and we will, you'll be caught in the crossfire unless you cooperate now. I have nothing to tell you. You have everything to tell us. Financial records, business meetings, who comes and goes from your home. You could be the key to finally bringing him down. Agent Chen leaned forward. Or you could be indicted as an accomplice. Your choice. Fear spiked through Lily. I haven't done anything illegal. You benefit from illegal proceeds. You live in a house bought with dirty money. You drive a car paid for by criminal enterprise. That makes you complicit. The agent's expression was almost pitying. Lily, you seem like a good person who got in over her head. Don't go down with him. Save yourself. Get out of my office. Think about it. When this falls apart, and it will, ask yourself if one man is worth destroying your whole life. Agent Chen left her card on the desk. Call me before it's too late. Lily sat alone in her office for a long time after the agent left, fear and doubt warring with love and loyalty. Was she complicit? Was she destroying her future for a man who might not even survive the life he led? Her phone rang. Woo Jin's name lit up the screen. Hey, she answered, voice shaky. What's wrong? I can hear it in your voice. FBI came by again. They're building a RICO case against you. Woo Jin, they said I could be indicted as an accomplice. Silence, then. I'm coming to you. Stay there. He arrived 20 minutes later with his lawyer, a sharp-eyed woman named Jennifer Kim, who immediately began asking questions. Did you give them any information? No. Did you sign anything? Agree to anything? No, I told her to leave. Jennifer nodded. Good. Lily, they're trying to scare you. It's a common tactic. Unless they have evidence you actively participated in criminal activity, They can't touch you. What about living off proceeds? You're married. Spouses aren't automatically liable for each other's actions. They're bluffing. Jennifer glanced at Woo Jin. But it does mean they're getting desperate, which could make them dangerous. After the lawyer left, Woo Jin pulled Lily into his arms. I'm sorry. I knew this could happen, but I thought I could protect you from this. You can't protect me from reality. This is your life, which means it's my life now. Lily pulled back to look at him. But Woo Jin, I need to know the truth. All of it. What exactly do you do? What are they going to find? He sat down heavily. My organization runs gambling operations, loan sharking, and protection services. We move money for people who can't use traditional banks. We facilitate certain imports that customs would prefer not to know about. Nothing violent, nothing exploitative, but yes, illegal. Can they prove it? I've been careful, very careful. Most of our operations are insulated through legitimate businesses. But if they dig deep enough, offer the right person immunity, he ran a hand through his hair. They could build a case. So what do? We prepare. Jennifer will work on defense strategies. I'll accelerate the transition to legitimate operations. And you, he cupped her face, you focus on your business. Build something clean and separate from mine. So if this goes badly, you have something that's entirely yours. I'm not abandoning you. I'm not asking you to. I'm asking you to protect yourself, to be smart. His eyes held hers. Lily, if they arrest me, I need to know you'll be okay, that you'll survive this. We'll survive it together. But that night, lying in bed unable to sleep, Lily wondered if love was enough, if choosing her heart over her head would destroy everything she'd built. The crisis came 3 months later. Lily was at a wedding venue consultation when Valencia called, voice tight with panic. Turn on the news, now! Lily pulled up a news app on her phone. The headline made her blood run cold. FBI raids Park International Holdings. CEO Park Woo Jin arrested on federal racketeering charges. The world tilted. Lily grabbed her keys, running for her car. Valencia was still on the phone, saying something about lawyers and bail, but Lily couldn't focus. Could only think about Woo Jin in handcuffs, being paraded in front of cameras, his carefully controlled world falling apart. She arrived at the federal building to find a media circus. Cameras everywhere, reporters shouting questions. Chaos. Jennifer Kim grabbed her before she could push through. Don't talk to anyone. No comment, no reactions, nothing. Understand? I need to see him. You can't. Not yet. They're processing him now. Bail hearing is tomorrow morning. Jennifer's expression was grim. Lily, this is bad. They've been building this case for years. They have witnesses, recordings, financial documents. What does that mean? It means he's looking at 20 years minimum if convicted. 20 years. The number echoed in Lily's mind as she drove home in a daze. 20 years. She'd be in her 50s when he got out. Their lives destroyed. The future they'd planned demolished. The estate was surrounded by federal agents executing a search warrant. Lily watched from her car as they carried out boxes of files, computers, personal items, dismantling her home piece by piece. Agent Chen approached her window. Mrs. Park, we need you to come in for questioning. Am I under arrest? Not yet, but we have questions about your involvement in your husband's operations. I'm not answering anything without my lawyer present. Smart. Agent Chen's smile was approving. But think about this, Lily. You're young. Your whole life ahead of you. Is one man really worth throwing it all away? Cooperate with us. Tell us what you know. We can offer immunity, protection, a fresh start. I'm not betraying my husband, even if it means going down with him. Because make no mistake, we will find connections between you and his business. The office he funded, the car you drive, the life you live, all proceeds of criminal enterprise. We can charge you as an accomplice. Lily's hands shook on the steering wheel. Am I under arrest or not? Not yet, but we'll be in touch. Agent Chen walked away, leaving Lily alone with her terror. The bail hearing was a nightmare. Lily sat in the courtroom gallery, watching Woo Jin stand before the judge in an orange jumpsuit. He looked exhausted, diminished somehow, and her heart broke. The prosecutor argued he was a flight risk with resources to disappear anywhere in the world. Jennifer countered that he had deep ties to the community, a wife, a business. But the judge sided with the prosecution. Bail denied. Woo Jin's eyes found Lily's across the courtroom. He mouthed, "I love you," before they led him away, and Lily finally let herself cry. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed, microphones thrust in her face, questions shouted from all directions. "Mrs. Park, did you know about your husband's criminal activities? Are you cooperating with federal investigators? Do you plan to divorce him?" Jennifer pushed through the crowd, shielding Lily. "No comment, Mrs. Park has nothing to say at this time." In the car, Lily finally fell apart. 20 years. They want to give him 20 years. That's if he's convicted. We have a strong defense. They have to prove every element beyond reasonable doubt. But Jennifer didn't sound confident. "Be honest with me. What are his chances?" Jennifer was quiet for a long moment. 30%, maybe less. They have a lot of evidence, Lily. Witnesses who've turned, financial records, recorded conversations. It's not good. So what do I do? You have 3 options. 1, stick by him, fight this together, accept that your life will be under scrutiny for years. 2, divorce him, distance yourself, try to rebuild independently. 3, cooperate with the FBI, testify against him in exchange for immunity. I'm not testifying against him. That's not even an option. Then you're choosing option 1 or 2. And Lily, I need you to understand what option 1 means. Your business will suffer. You'll be associated with him in everyone's mind. The FBI will continue investigating you. Your life won't be your own. And option 2, you file for divorce. Claim you didn't know about his activities. We can probably negotiate immunity for you if you're willing to cut ties completely. You'd be free, safe, able to move on. Move on. Like Woo Jin was just a mistake to learn from. Like the past year meant nothing. Like love was something disposable when it became inconvenient. I need to see him. Can you arrange that? I'll try. They let her visit 3 days later in the federal detention center. Woo Jin sat across from her in a small room, separated by plexiglass. He looked thinner, exhausted, but his eyes lit up when he saw her. "You came," he said through the phone they used to communicate. "Of course I came. Did you think I wouldn't? I thought you might be smart and stay away. Protect yourself." His hand pressed against the glass. "Lily, I'm so sorry. I tried to keep you safe from this, but reality caught up. I know." She pressed her hand to the glass opposite his. "Woo Jin, Jennifer says they have a strong case, that you're looking at 20 years minimum. I know. She also says I have options, that I could divorce you, distance myself, or," she couldn't finish, "or testify against me." He said it calmly. "Lily, if that's what you need to do, I'm not betraying you. Don't even suggest it. Then divorce me, please. Save yourself while you can. I won't fight it. I'll give you everything. You can start over, build the life you deserve. Without you, I might be gone for 20 years anyway. Don't waste your life waiting for me." His voice cracked. "Please, Lily, I'm begging you. Let me go." She stared at him. This man she'd saved, married, loved, despite the impossibility. The man who'd shown her what it meant to be cherished, who'd invested in her dreams, who'd looked at her like she was his entire world. "No," she said firmly. "Lily." "No. You claimed me as yours that day on the cliff. Said I was your wife. Well, it works both ways. You're mine too, and I don't abandon what's mine." Tears streamed down her face. "We're fighting this together, whatever it takes. You could lose everything. I already lost everything once, when my mom died, when I had to give up my education. I survived then. I'll survive this." She pressed harder against the glass. "But I won't survive losing you, not like this, not when I can fight. God, I love you." Woo Jin's own tears fell freely now. "I don't deserve you? Probably not, but you're stuck with me anyway." She managed a shaky smile. "Jennifer says we have a 30% chance. I'll take those odds. Those aren't good odds, sweetheart. Better than the odds of me surviving that cliff climb, and I managed that just fine. The next 6 months were hell. The trial dominated Lily's life, sitting in the courtroom every day, watching prosecutors paint her husband as a monster, listening to testimony from people who'd worked for him, who'd turned against him for reduced sentences. Her business suffered. Clients canceled, not wanting to be associated with the Mafia wife. Revenue dried up. Lily burned through savings keeping the office open, refused to use any of Woo Jin's money that the feds hadn't already frozen. Just close it, Valencia urged during one particularly bad week. Lily, you're pouring money into a sinking ship. Focus on the trial, on Woo Jin. The business can wait. No, he told me to build something clean, something mine. If I give up now, they win. The FBI, the prosecutors, everyone who said I was just his appendage. Lily's jaw set stubbornly. I won't give them that satisfaction. So she fought on two fronts, sat in the courtroom by day, worked on her business by night. And slowly something unexpected happened. Other people in similar situations, spouses of accused criminals, families caught in legal nightmares, started reaching out, asking Lily to plan events for them. We need someone who understands, one woman explained, who doesn't judge, who knows what it's like to love someone the world calls a criminal. Lily found a niche she hadn't expected, events for the marginalized, for families society had written off. She planned weddings for people re-entering society after prison, celebrations for immigrants navigating legal issues, memorials for people the world preferred to forget. You're building something beautiful from this nightmare, Woo Jin said during one of their visits. I'm so proud of you. Just following your example, building something from nothing. She touched the glass between them. How are you holding up? I'm surviving. Jennifer thinks we have a shot at reasonable doubt on some charges. Maybe get it down to 10 years instead of 20. 10 years is still forever. Better than 20. And you'll wait for me? He asked it like a question, like he still couldn't quite believe. For 10 years, for 20, for however long it takes. Lily's voice was fierce. You're my husband. That means something to me. The verdict came on a Tuesday. Lily sat in the courtroom gallery, Valencia on one side, Jennifer on the other, as the jury filed in. She tried to read their faces to find some hint of the decision, but they were carefully neutral. Has the jury reached a verdict? The judge asked. We have, Your Honor. Lily's heart pounded so hard she thought it might break through her ribs. Woo Jin stood at the defense table, shoulders back, facing his fate with the same dignity he'd shown on that cliff when he told her to save herself. On the charge of racketeering, how do you find? Guilty. Lily's world tilted. On the charge of money laundering, how do you find? Guilty. Tears streamed down her face, but she didn't look away, couldn't look away. On the charge of obstruction of justice, how do you find? Not guilty. A small mercy. Jennifer squeezed Lily's hand. On the charge of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, how do you find? Not guilty. Another charge dropped. Hope flickered in Lily's chest. When they finished reading the verdict, guilty on some counts, not guilty on others, Jennifer leaned over. It's not as bad as it could have been, probably looking at 8 to 12 years now instead of 20. 8 to 12 years. Lily would be in her late 30s when he got out, middle-aged, their best years gone. Woo Jin turned to look at her, and she saw the apology in his eyes, the regret, the love. She shook her head, mouthed, I love you, and watched them lead him away. Sentencing came 2 months later. The judge gave him 10 years in federal prison with the possibility of parole after 7 for good behavior. Jennifer called it a win. Lily called it a nightmare. But life didn't stop, couldn't stop. Lily threw herself into her business, determined to build something that would be waiting when Woo Jin got out. She visited him every week without fail, wrote letters daily, held on to love with both hands even when it hurt. You should move on, Woo Jin said during one visit, 6 months into his sentence. Find someone who can actually be there for you, who isn't locked up. We've been over this. I'm not moving on. Lily, you're 28. By the time I get out, you'll be 35. Those are prime years, dating years, baby having years. I'm stealing them from you. You're not stealing anything. I'm choosing to wait. There's a difference. She pressed her hand to the glass. Stop trying to push me away. I'm trying to set you free. I don't want to be free. I want to be yours. Years passed. Slowly, painfully, but they passed. Lily's business grew into something substantial. She became known in Los Angeles as the event planner who saw people, not their circumstances, who created beautiful moments for families others had forgotten. She bought a house, modest compared to Woo Jin's estate, but hers earned with her own work, visited him every week, attended his parole hearings, built a life that was on pause but not stopped. Woo Jin used his time inside to complete his transition to legitimate business, worked with lawyers to restructure his companies, cut ties with anyone still involved in illegal operations, built something clean from the ashes of his former empire. When I get out, he told Lily during a visit in year 5, I want to help fund programs for formerly incarcerated people. Use my experience to create opportunities for others. That's beautiful. It's redemption, or as close as I can get. He looked at her, his wife who'd waited, who'd fought, who'd refused to abandon him. You've changed me, Lily. Made me want to be better. You changed me too. Made me braver. The call came on a Tuesday morning in March, 7 years and 2 months after Woo Jin's sentencing. Lily was in her office when her phone rang with a number she didn't recognize. Mrs. Park, this is the parole board. Your husband's been granted early release. He'll be out in 6 weeks. The room spun. Lily sat down heavily. 6 weeks? Good behavior, completion of rehabilitation programs, and his work transitioning to legitimate business ventures convinced the board he's no longer a threat. The woman sounded almost pleased. He'll have restrictions, of course. Ankle monitor, regular check-ins, employment verification. But yes, he's coming home. Coming home. After 7 years, 2 months, and 14 days. Woo Jin was coming home. Lily called Valencia immediately. He's getting out. 6 weeks. V, I don't know if I'm ready. Ready, girl. You've been ready for 7 years. You've been living like a nun, building your business, waiting for this man. You're more than ready. But what if we've changed too much? What if 7 years apart means we don't fit anymore? Then you figure it out. Together. Like you've done everything else? Valencia's voice softened. Lily, you climbed down a cliff to save him. You sat through his trial. You waited 7 years. This is just the next step. The 6 weeks crawled by. Lily prepared the house, bought new clothes for him, cooked and froze his favorite foods, and tried not to think about how much they'd both changed. Release day came wrapped in Southern California sunshine. Lily stood outside the federal prison at dawn, hands shaking, heart racing. Other families waited too, wives, children, parents, all hoping for second chances. And then the doors opened and Woo Jin walked out. He looked different, older, though only by the 7 years that had passed. Leaner, harder, like prison had burned away everything soft. But when his eyes found hers, they held the same intensity, the same love. Lily ran to him, and he caught her, lifting her off the ground despite the ankle monitor, despite the watching guards, despite everything. They held each other like drowning people finding shore. You waited, he said into her hair, voice broken with emotion. I told you I would. 7 years, you gave me 7 years. I'd have given you 20. Told you that from the beginning. Lily pulled back to look at him, touching his face like she couldn't quite believe he was real. Welcome home, husband. God, I love you. He kissed her then, right there in the prison parking lot, and it felt like the first time and the 1,000th time all at once. Re-entry wasn't easy. Woo Jin struggled with the transition, with the ankle monitor and restrictions and parole officer check-ins, with building a life that didn't involve the authority and power he'd once commanded. But Lily was there for every stumble, every moment of frustration, every night he woke from nightmares about being locked up again, and slowly they rebuilt. Woo Jin launched his nonprofit for formerly incarcerated people. Lily's business continued to grow. They learned each other again, who they'd become during the years apart, how they fit together now. Do you regret it? Woo Jin asked one night, 9 months after his release. They were in their backyard looking at stars. Waiting for me? Sacrificing your 20s? Never. Do you regret the cliff? That I saved you? Never. Best thing that ever happened to me. Even with everything that came after. He pulled her closer. You know what I realized in prison? What? That day on the cliff, you didn't just save my life. You saved me. From becoming my father, from losing myself in the business, from forgetting what it means to love someone more than power. His hand found hers, fingers interlacing. Every day inside, I thought about you, about building a life worthy of your sacrifice. You made me want to be better. You did that yourself. I just believed in you. 5 years later, Lily stood in the grand opening of the Park Monroe Center for Second Chances, a community space combining her event planning business with Woo Jin's nonprofit. The building was beautiful, full of light and possibility, funded by their combined resources and dedicated to helping people rebuild after crisis. Speech time, Valencia nudged her toward the podium. Lily looked out at the crowd, formerly incarcerated people finding new paths, families celebrating second chances, community members supporting the vision. And there, in the front row, Woo Jin smiled at her with pride. 12 years ago, Lily began, I climbed down a cliff to save a stranger. I didn't know who he was, what he'd done, or what saving him would cost me. I just knew someone needed help, and I couldn't walk away. She found Woo Jin's eyes, held them. That decision led to the strangest, hardest, most beautiful journey of my life. A marriage proposal on day one, a federal investigation, 7 years of separation, and through it all, a love that refused to quit. Her voice grew stronger. This center exists because we believe in second chances, because we know that one moment of courage can change everything. Because sometimes the bravest thing is holding on when everyone tells you to let go. The crowd erupted in applause. Woo Jin came to the podium, taking her hand. My wife saved my life twice, he said, once on a cliff and once by refusing to give up on me when I was at my lowest. This center is our way of passing that forward, of giving others the second chances we've been given. After the ceremony, alone in what would become Lily's new office, Woo Jin pulled her close. Regrets? He asked. Their ongoing question, their private joke. Never. You. Only that I wasted time before that cliff. Should have found you sooner. He kissed her softly. But I claimed you as mine that day. Best decision I ever made. Second best, Lily corrected. Best was deciding to be worth it. They stood together in their new space. Two people who'd built something beautiful from impossible beginnings. The waitress and the criminal, the rescuer and the rescued. Partners in every sense, bound by a love that had survived cliffs and courts and 7 years of separation. Outside, Los Angeles glittered with possibility. Inside, Lily and Woo Jin held each other and thought about the future. The children they might have, the lives they'd change, the love they'd continue building day by day. Thank you, Woo Jin whispered, for saving me, for waiting, for building this life with me. Thank you for being worth saving, worth waiting for, worth everything. Lily kissed him, tasting possibility and promise. Now let's go change some lives. And hand in hand, they walked toward their future. Proof that sometimes the most unlikely love stories are the ones that last forever.